kind of funny because I feel like I just stopped feeding my girls because we were done milking. But this year we milked from about mid-April until the beginning of September. So we've only had about a month's break where we didn't really need to buy feed. But the reason we're buying feed now is breeding season is around the corner, which means I need to start fleshing out these ladies. Now the boys have been getting fleshed out a little bit longer, also because I have growing bucklings in that pen that need just a little bit more than hay to help them jump start in. They're getting their proper balance between calcium and phosphorus, so I don't really need to worry about that. I do not miss bringing in bags of feed like this. And guys, it was a lot more expensive than the last time I bought grain. I forgot how expensive grain is, and with everything going on now, all the prices are rising, so I don't know. Good thing I love these goats because they sure impact my pocketbook.
Good morning, Elmo. Good morning, sweet kitty.
So today we're going to start working on our new duck pen. And these guys behind me, I'm sure, are just about as excited as they can be. And we got our numbers under control. We did let Sir Quackers, along with some of his ladies, go to another farm where they'll be more than happy to make lots of little ducklings that will go on to feed that new owner's family. So where are we putting the new duck pen? Excellent question. It's been pretty obvious with us this year that the garden, if that's what you want to call what this is, was not our main focus. Our main focus was in the barn. It was fair, it was softball. Life has just been really, really busy this year. We're letting a lot of it go back to grass and forage because even though this duck house is here, it won't be here soon. Actually, all this will be part of the new duck pen, and the garden will be moved up closer to the house. So what we wanted to do today, we'll be putting in fence posts and hopefully getting a start on the fence. And the fence is going to start right up against the house. It'll come down into a 90-degree angle or tee off so that we have one side for garden and the other side for ducks. Let's go ahead and start digging up this pipe so that when Mark decides to come down there through with the fence, I already have that pipe pulled back where it needs to be. Well, a small amount, but not much further to go. I've made a good dent. I really want to get past this line. And the reason I want to get past this line right here, if for some reason the auger lands right here in this area where the line is and where the pipe comes in underneath of it, then Mark's not going to have to really worry about if he's going to hit this underground corrugated pipe, because I'll have already uncovered it so that he can actually see what he's doing, and we don't have to worry about cutting through pipe that we didn't originally want to cut through. And of course, now it's raining. Guess we'll have to put it on hold. This man's gotten a far way since last time we checked in. On his own too.
Man, got some new postal diggers.
I was going to say, look at them fancy new things. They even got like the marks on the side so you can measure off of them. I mean, we are high tech now.
Deluxe edition. Got all the options.
We were a little surprised. We didn't realize how disadvantaged we were. Apparently our old post hole diggers were super dull. So when he started throwing with these post hole diggers, he's like, these are like the Cadillac of post hole diggers because they're nice and sharp and new, and ours were dull. and the metal was a lot thinner. So I think these are just heavier altogether, so he doesn't have to throw as hard. Uh-oh, so you hear a rock. So what we've got for today, so Mark is working on the tee off here, and I'm going to be working on the other side of that fence where we originally dug up this pipe, and I'm going to start putting the dirt back in to see how much dirt we need to fill it back in. And then we'll probably start figuring out how to dig the pipe where it is existing right now and to have it sloped down and in, because we want to have a duck pond. This has quickly become one of those projects where we're like, oh, it's not going to be that big. The new garden's not going to be that big. The new duck pen's not going to be that big. And then when we started to lay out our dimensions and to drive posts and dig holes, wow, this is going to be an exceptionally bigger space. And I'm excited for that, because you guys will be able to follow us with that, where we've gone from a smaller garden, a manageable garden, how lots of people start out gardening, and we're going to go to something a little bit more extensive. Because even though this year I really wanted to get into canning and I really wanted to be self-sufficient and pull in a lot of food from our own garden, the ducks just didn't have that in mind for us, because I move quickly sometimes without thought and spontaneously. Mark would know nothing about that. He wouldn't agree with me about that at all. That I don't just go out and buy 10 ducks for like no reason with nowhere to house them. I never do that.
Only once a year.
Only once a year. So because I moved on that too quickly and my fencing wasn't up to par, and then they had an explosion of ducklings, we started off with 10. Because I, for some reason, feel the need to start off with a whole breeding flock instead of just 3 or 4, because I did not realize how motherly and how quickly these ducks were going to reproduce. Boy, did they really hammered it to me, because I know they're supposed to be great mothers and great at reproducing, but I don't think they were that great. I don't think they were going to be this efficient in repopulating the area with Muscovy ducks. So the way this pipe is going to work is that we've dug this pipe up towards the house. So pretty much right where I'm at is where we're going to start asking that this pipe swoop in behind me. And it's going to swoop back into about that lower corner, because this pipe runs off of our house. It actually is where the water from our sump pump feeds out. And we're going to be using that to fill up our pond. We have a nice little landscape pond that we're going to put out here, and we figured, hey, we've got a natural flowing source of water from our house that, especially right now when it rains, it'll be pumping out a lot of water, and we can put extra use to that for our ducks. So we'll be digging another trench that goes out and back and lay a new pipe and making it run into a nice new duck pond. I think our ducks would really enjoy a pond over what they're in right now. We've already got that pretty much filled in. We are going to need some topsoil though, which we figured because we're digging up a drainage pipe. So where that pipe was, all that vacant area where it was actually draining water, we're gonna have to fill that in with dirt. But we at least got most of this put back. I'm really excited with how far we've gotten in this in just a couple of weeks. Molly, get off of the quad. Oh Lord, Opal. So you can tell what happens when the kids decide to take the quad into the goat pen, but then all the goats are up here and they know better to open that gate if the goats are up here, because it is mayhem. So they've left the quad in here, but the only thing with goats is that no matter what you put in there, if you put it in their pen, it is automatically a playground, regardless of what it is. Could be a quad, could be you, could be tires, a flipped over trough, anything. Look at these lovely faces. Hi, Sunny. So you got Sunny, Sky, Tiger, and down there you got Merida, who still hates me. Got Blackberry, hi, honey.
The fall time flowers, the late bloomers, are starting to go to sleep. The garden's starting to go to sleep. We've been spending a lot of time with family here lately. We've had our niece and our nephew over a lot. We've been going to lots of festivals, meeting with people, trying to fellowship with lots of other like-minded people, and just enjoying our life here on the farm and trying to film some of those tidbits and pieces for you to follow along with. But even though we've been doing a lot of the fun stuff, it doesn't mean that we haven't still been busy. All right, guys, it's been a few weeks, and as you can tell by the weather out here right now, we've been getting a lot of rain. So it's been slowing us down, but it's not like there hasn't been any progress. Look, Mr. Mark he's been a beast. He's been out here working as much as he possibly can. He's got my whole fence for the duck pen that meets the garden. All the posts are set. He's even got a couple of posts set down here. So there's the corner post right there, and there's a couple posts over there. And it figures though, as soon as we were talking about finishing this project, Mark sat down with me last night. He's like, would you be angry if I wanted to change something? And of course I'm not angry as long as it's functional and it makes sense. And it was functional and it makes sense. So we may be adding a little bit more work back here, but that's something for a future video. I'm really excited to bring you along with this behind me, to see this project go from nothing to something, because there haven't been a lot of things in the time span that we've had this channel where you guys have actually been able to see like a project from start to finish. This might actually be like one of the first ones. So I'm really just excited to share that with you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. I'm really glad that you stopped in, you spent time with us here on Mulberry Branch Farm. If you enjoyed the video, make sure that you let me know by dropping me a like and leaving me a comment. And if you're new to the channel and you want to know what's going on here at Mulberry Branch Farm and you don't want to miss how this project turns out, just make sure that you subscribe. But if you subscribe, make sure you ring the notification bell so you don't miss anything going on here. But until next time, guys, thank you so much for being here with us. We appreciate your time, and I hope that you're all staying healthy out there and being kind to one another. Bye, y'all.